It's all life, Mel. It's all life. And so the question is, how do you divide your day and your time in a way that's going to give you the greatest return?
Always believe you were born to win. It's your right to win. Claim it, frame it, 'cause you were.
Carla, given that you have a huge public job, you sit on multiple boards, you have 2 young kids, you are an international speaker, a wife, an author. How do you think about the boundaries between work and life? What are some of the rules that you've set up for yourself, or how do you get this all in harmony?
Sure. It's all life, Mel. It's all life. And so the question is, how do you divide your day and your time in a way that's going to give you the greatest return? There were many days that Morgan Stanley might have gotten 90% of it, right? But I got a big return out of that investment. And maybe my social life or my play life or my partying or my hanging out with friends only got 10%, but I got some of that because life has to be balanced, right? And some days work is not going to bring you joy. Some days your family or your personal life is not going to bring you joy. But if you have something in that day that's bringing you joy, then that is what creates the balance. And there are other times where, Carla the mom is front and center. Carla the board director is front and center. For me, it's all Carla, right? So it's a matter of how do I divide the pie on any given day? And I don't keep score that, maybe 3 days out of 7, it's all the professional piece, or 4 days out of 7, it's the director or whatever. I make sure that I'm fully present wherever I am. So when I'm with my girls, it's all mommy. Is all mommy. Now, I may be using skills from Carla the banker. I may be using skills from Carla the director. I may be using skills from Carla the singer, but is all mommy, right? So I pick the tools and the skills and the capabilities from all of the Carlas to be fully present and most impactful when it's Carla the speaker that's showing up or Carla the author.
What do you say to the woman who's really struggling with guilt?
I say, first of all, ask yourself why you have guilt. Because many women, especially women who are mothers, have guilt that they're not being present for their kids. And I say, make sure that you are evaluating your life against your report card and not somebody else's. Because sometimes we think we are failing as a mother or a parent because we're not at every soccer game, or we didn't make that phone call, or, oh my gosh, we forgot that play date. Right? And sometimes we're evaluating ourselves, as I said, against somebody else's report card and not what matters to our family. So I say when mothers say, well, I didn't make one soccer game. I said, did you ask Johnny whether he cared about the soccer game, whether or not you showed up? Maybe he rode the bench the whole season and he didn't want you to see him riding the bench. Or maybe you say, mommy's going to make 5 of your games. I know you got 10, but I'm going to make 5. You pick the 5. And then you move heaven and earth to try to get there to that 5. And if you miss one, then you got to figure out what's going to make Johnny happy and forgive you on that one. But you can't keep carrying the baggage, right? Figure out what success looks like, just like I would figure out what success looks like for a board meeting. Figure out what success looks like in this engagement with your kid right now. When I leave here, I know that I'm going home to do, put to bed duty. Right? So, and for my 10-year-old, that means one thing. For my 6-year-old, it means another. But I know what's going to make her happy, and I know what's going to make her happy, and that's what I'm going to deliver when I get home. Right? So you have to define that for yourself. There's no such thing as feeling guilt about that unless you are measuring it against something that somebody else told you was important, as opposed to what's important for your context.
If these pearls were useful to you, then like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll give you a few more pearls that'll help you to maximize your success.